The Rock versus Mankind Royal Rumble 1999 I Quit match. This is one of the most interesting WWE matches I've seen because it goes off the rails at a certain point and you get to see some brutal violence, something that is really not common in WWE matches today or even back then, really. Obviously, this match takes place during the Attitude Era, and it was a very interesting time. Mankind, going into this match, was the WWF Champion. He had won it a few weeks earlier with some help from Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the only way he would agree to a rematch with The Rock is in an I Quit match. One of the key elements in this match that makes it memorable is the use of the microphone. There has to be a microphone because it's an I Quit match, so you need to hear the loser say, "I quit." So very early on, the microphone comes into play, and Mankind and The Rock are using it in a way that's comedic. So Mankind is asking The Rock if he wants to quit. The Rock says he's going to kick Mankind's fat ass, etc. So, I mean, it's very entertaining right from the get-go. Also, the pace of this match is very quick. They move from one thing to the next in very rapid succession. Like, they used the double arm DDT and Mr. Sacco early on in the match. Now, Mr. Sacco knocks out The Rock. The Rock doesn't quit, though. He revives himself, and then they move to the outside, and this is where the match becomes great. They start fighting in the crowd. The Rock brings Mankind to the announce table, goes for a rock bottom, but the table collapses underneath them. Mankind still doesn't quit. Then The Rock and Mankind start fighting near the entrance. And this is where things go up to another level. After like a DDT on the floor by The Rock takes a ladder and starts climbing. He's like 10 feet off the floor. Mankind follows him, and then The Rock punches Mankind. Mankind falls, and then all these sparks go everywhere. He landed on something that supposedly is connected to the power of the building. The lights go out in the arena. So that was really unexpected by the crowd. And so people think Mankind gets electrocuted. Shane McMahon comes out to give it a dose of realism, like telling The Rock to stop, to make it seem like it's like a serious matter that the Mankind got electrocuted. So that makes it even better. And it's, again, unexpected. The crowd didn't see that one coming, but The Rock refuses. He continues to beat up Mankind. The Rock then drags Mankind back to the ring, which begins the final sequence of the match, which is the part of the match that everyone talks about. It's the most brutal thing you've seen in a WWE ring in probably one of the most brutal things over the past 30 years. And so The Rock puts handcuffs on Mankind, handcuffs the guy's hands behind his back, and then proceeds to take Mankind's head and ram it into the turnbuckle repeatedly. Now, at this point, Mankind mounts a little bit of offense to give like a glimmer of hope that maybe he still might win this match. But the guy's hands are handcuffed behind him. I mean, he can't really do much. So The Rock revives himself at some point. What occurs next is an absolute massacre by The Rock. He takes a chair from the outside, puts it on Mankind's head as Mankind is laying there flat on the mat, does the corporate elbow. The crowd reacts big to that. Mankind doesn't quit, says The Rock can go to hell. So what Rock does is he takes the chair, bashes Mankind directly in the head twice. Then The Rock asks Mankind if he quits. Mankind says that The Rock will have to kill him to win the match. You see, this match by far is the best match that The Rock and Mankind ever had with each other. And it showed that The Rock was a formidable villain because it showed a vicious side to him that nobody had seen before. It also made Mankind look a lot stronger than he had previously been portrayed. For example, when he won the championship, Stone Cold Steve Austin had to help him win the title. But here he was on his own, taking everything The Rock threw at him, and he wasn't quitting. So after Mankind doesn't give up, The Rock takes the steel chair and proceeds to bash Mankind in the skull several more times, like 8 more times, and the referee's admonishing him. He starts hitting Mankind in the head viciously in the ring about 3 times. Mankind rolls to the outside, and The Rock keeps hitting him in the head with the chair as they walk towards the entrance, and finally, with, I believe it's the 10th chair shot, Mankind gets knocked unconscious and the match ends. This was an incredible match, and it's a good thing there was no interference in the match. This was just The Rock and Mankind by themselves, putting on a show that will stand the test of time. And it's rare that you ever see things this violent in the WWE these days. So watching this, it's really memorable because somebody getting smashed in the head 10 times with a steel chair. And I mean, you see, like as a viewer, you really have sympathy for Mankind and really view The Rock as a monster. I mean, the match accomplished so much for the careers and the legitimacy of Mankind and The Rock as main eventers.